In lesson number 6, we're going to look at finding equations when given 2 points. Okay, so the overall goal of this is to find the equation when given these 2 points here. All right, to do this, we need to find the slope and the y-intercept. So, we're going to write our equation in the form y equals mx plus b. And the first step is finding what the slope is. Okay, so we're going to use this formula for the slope on this one. It's y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Okay, and the reason we're going to use this formula is because we're just given 2 points, and it's kind of an easier way to go. Okay, so here's how we're going to work this. We're going to call this point 1 and this point 2. Right, so that makes this x1 and then y1, and this makes this x2 and y2. All right, and then we want to substitute this into the formula, right? So we're looking at the difference in the y's, y2 minus y1, or that's 2 minus 5. So up top we have 2 minus 5. And then in the denominator, x2 minus x1, 7 minus 0. Okay, and we can simplify that out. 2 minus 5 is negative 3 over 7. So our slope is negative 3/7. Okay, now let's actually plot these points out, and I think that'll be helpful. So we have 0, 5. This is our first point, the point 0, 5. And we have 7, 2. So this is 7, 2. Okay, and I'm actually going to just take this quickly and move it right here. All right, so you can see that when we connect up these points, our line is going to look something like this, right? And so we can actually confirm that we got the right slope by looking here, right? And seeing that we go, if we're going this way, we go down 3 and we go right 7. So that looks good. Now for the y-intercept. Okay, and for the y-intercept, I think it's going to be easiest to just look at what the y-intercept is here. Okay, and see that the y-intercept is 5. Okay, and so we can write that out. The y-intercept, b in this case is going to be 5. And then we can write in our equation, right? So we get the y is equal to negative 3/7 x plus 5. All right, so that's kind of that's the first part here. Let's go on to another problem. Okay, on this problem here, we have these points. We'll call this point 1 and point 2. And so this is x1 and y1. And this is x2 and y2. Okay, and so let's plot those points out. Negative 4, negative 2 is going to be right here. Cool. And then 2, 8 is going to be right up top. Okay, so this is the point 2, 8, and this is the point negative 4, negative 2. All right, and let's put a line in there so we can kind of see what's going on. It's going to look about like that. Okay, so let's find out what the equation is. Remember, the first step is to find the slope. Okay, so we're going to find the slope. And we use this formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. All right. And so when we use this formula, we get y2, 8, minus y1, negative 2. So it looks like 8 minus negative 2 divided by, now x2 is 2. Minus negative 4. 2 minus negative 4. Okay, we want to simplify this out. 8 minus negative 2 is going to be 10. And 2 minus negative 4, right, is going to give us positive 6. So 10/6. And we can reduce that to 5/3. Okay? Now, so we found the slope is 5/3. We can kind of guess that the y-intercept is about 4, but we're not completely sure. So we want to use a different technique on this one. Okay, and now to solve for b, what we're going to do is write out our equation as best we know it right now. Right now we know that it's going to be something like this. Y is equal to 5/3 x plus b. Right? We know the slope is 5/3. We don't know anything else though. Okay, and what we're going to do is choose one of these points and plug in for x and for y. Okay, so I'm just gonna cancel this out a little bit. What we're gonna do is choose one of these points. I'm gonna choose 2, 8, for example, and I'm gonna plug 2 in for x, and I'm gonna plug 8 in for y. You see that? So when we do that, we get 8 is equal to 5/3 times 2, and I'll write that as 2 over 1, right, plus b. Okay, so when we reduce this down, we get 8 is equal to 5 times 2 is, we get 10/3 plus b. Okay, and so now what we're going to do, I'm going to kind of work up here, right, is we want to find b. B is going to be 8 minus 10/3. Right, and so we want to get a common denominator. We want to get this over 1. Okay, and so we want to find that this is equal to times 3, the same thing as 24/3 minus 10/3, right, and find that b is equal to 14/3. Right, which you'll see here is about what? That's close to 4, but it's going to be about 4.66 for PDing, right? Or it's going to equal 4 2/3, right? So, if we had just guessed that it was 4, we would have been kind of out of luck, right? But so we found that it was 4 2/3. Okay, so the final step now is we want to combine what we have together. We want to write out our final equation. It's going to be this guy right here, this line, right, is y is equal to 5/3 x plus 4 2/3. Okay, final answer. All right, so that's it. Thanks for watching.